What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we have a beautiful 1911. It is from Wilson Combat. It is the CQB Elite Combat. Who is texting me? Mr. Shippy, I'm making a video. Leave me alone. Sorry. Quickly, I need to thank my friend Johnny. This is his gun. He loaned it for the review. I love you, Johnny. Thank you. You are the man. Second, new shirts. If you love me and you want to support the channel, link is down in the video description. Tiberious swag. Thank you very, very much. All right. If you live under a rock and you don't know Wilson Combat, they make some of the nicer, high-end 1911s, and they make some rifles and other stuff as well, but they definitely make higher-end stuff. Like, I wish you could come through the camera right now and feel this. It is buttery smooth. Everything is handmade, hand fit, and it's just higher end stuff. When you buy a gun from 1911, a pistol, whatever, there's a bunch of different customizing you can do. For example, you can get different colors, finishers, calibers, triggers, sights, optics, safeties, small things, different checkering, trigger work, etc., etc., etc. You can customize these guns and get exactly what you want, which is good because they are not cheap. All right, starting at the bottom, let's talk about the magazines. They are standard 1911 magazines. They're metal, they're high quality. Other magazines did work in the gun when I tried it. You can get it chambered in 45 ACP or 9mm. Other guns of theirs are available in other calibers. This is a 7-round 45 ACP mag because my buddy Johnny is apparently a FUD and he went with the 45 over the 9mm. The Magwell is beautiful, guys. There's not too many cons on this gun. There are a few, but overall it's beautiful. Magwell is super flared, very aggressive. Really makes, when I was doing those magazine insertions at the range, made it really easy, and it's kind of makes it idiot proof. The grips and the frame on here, the frame is a carbon steel, which is great. Very durable steel. SIG makes their barrels out of carbon steel. The side panels have a set of G10 like Starburst type grips. Not only do they feel really good, they have a cutout for the Magwell, but they look beautiful. I don't know how you feel about this gun, but I think it is absolutely beautiful. The grips, everything aesthetically, it's just a beautiful gun. I'm not a huge 1911 guy, but you gotta give Wilson Combat credit. It is an absolute beautiful gun. If you don't like these grips, of course, like all 1911s, you can take them off and exchange them, couple screws, easy peasy. The front and the rear has some aggressive checkering. I don't remember the lines per inch. If I can get it, I'll put it up here on the screen. And that's important to have aggressive front and rear checkering because the gun recoils this way and you can stay down and absorb that recoil a little bit better. It looks like the rear checkering is slightly more aggressive than the front checkering. But again, I'll look that up and make sure I get that information for you. Fairly standard grip, safety, no issues there. Nice little beaver tail. If you have those big hands, you shouldn't get a slide bite or anything like that. Mag release, I'm going to go over quick. It is a standard 1911 mag release, no issues. Drops the mags freely. What else is there to talk about? It's a mag release. Now the trigger is sensational. Comes in around 3.5 to 4.5 pounds, and again, one of the many things you can upgrade and improve on this gun is the trigger if you want it to be even better. There's like no take up. It has a great wall. It's crisp, super short reset. I mean, it is a lovely trigger. What we're going to do is we're going to take a 10-second break. We're going to get up close and personal with this trigger so you can see it, you can smell it, you can taste it, you can feel it, and I'll be right back in 10 seconds. That trigger is really nice. Right, this particular gun does not have a rail. I don't view that as a con because with a lot of people with 1911s, they do not want an accessory rail. Other guns do have a rail. Again, you can upgrade and change and customize the gun, so that's not a con for me. Safety is nice, very tactile, very audible. Down is off, up is on, and little serrations on the top. Now, this particular one is not an ambi safety, but you can get that with an ambi safety or an oversized safety if that's something you choose. Slide release, again, is also the takedown lever. It's a very fairly standard slide release. If you're like me and you like to use that as a slide release and not a slide stop, you have to put the magazine in, then use your thumb on your support hand to send that slide forward. 1911 guys hate when I do that, but oh well, I like to do it anyway. What's next? The slide. Again, slide, very aesthetically pleasing, really, really good looking. The Wilson Combat logo on one side, the CQB on the other, and it's muted black in there. It's not like white engraved or something like that. I think that helps the aesthetics. It's the same carbon steel material that the frame is made out of. It has front and rear serrations. Now, the front serrations are one of the few things I don't love. They're very small. They're not overly aggressive. Luckily, the slide is very easy to manipulate, so it's not a big deal. But that's one of the few things I'd like to see a little bit more of, or a little bit more aggressive, is going to be the front serrations. Now, the sights. Let's start with the front sight. This particular one has a very bright, very small green fiber optic. It really helps get those very, very precise shots. This gun is capable of some very accurate shooting, and that very small front sight definitely helps. Now, the rear sight has a ledge for one-handed manipulations. The back of it has serrations. And it's a U-notch, a U-shape rear sight. Now, I personally do not shoot the U-notch rear sights well. For some reason, I shoot them high. And I never shoot pistols high. Never, never, never. Sometimes low left, but never high. I've shot many guns with this U-notch sight, like I've shot a few other Wilson Combats, the Springfield Hellcat, and a few others. And for some reason, I shoot those sights high. So if I was going to buy this gun, I would have went with a different set of sights. But with that said, there's nothing wrong with these sights. That's on me. For some reason, I don't line up well with the U-notch, and I just shoot dots anyway, so screw your sights. But anyway, the metal sights, they're nice. I don't have a problem with them. Just not my cup of tea. All right, taking the gun apart is the same as most 1911s out there. There's a little notch. There's a big notch for the slide release to lock the slide to the rear, and then right behind that there's a small notch. What you do is you line up the slide release / takedown lever with that notch, and on the other side you push the takedown or slide release, whatever you want to call it, out through the gun, and then once you do that, it comes off. This has a nice little metal guide rod in there, and the recoil spring is not captured, so be very careful when you take that off that it doesn't go flying. Once you take those out, the barrel, oh no, excuse me, there is a plug in here. I almost forgot the plug. Then you can slide the barrel out of the front of the gun. Now, their Wilson Combat barrels are beautiful. This particular one is a 4-inch barrel, has a tapered cone, a reverse crown, very, very accurate. The guarantee Wilson Combat gives you is 1.5 inches at 25 yards. That means the gun is more accurate than 99.999% of the people out there. Sorry if that hurts your feelings, boys and girls, but that is the truth. This gun is accurate, more accurate than 99% of us, including me, out there in the world. All right, take a look at the dimensions again. It is a smaller, more compact size gun. I'm going to assume it's about the size of a Glock 19 by looking at it. No, I'm not comparing it to a Glock 19. That's just based on the size. Obviously, it is an all-steel gun, so the weight is going to be more. It's around 36 ounces. So if you compare that to your favorite polymer wonder type gun, yes, it is absolutely, get in there, recoil spring. It's absolutely going to be a little bit heavier than your favorite polymer gun. Testing. All right. Because this is my friend Johnny's gun, I have shot this gun a whole bunch. I shot it throughout the winter. I shot it in the spring. I think I have some footage of me shooting it throughout the spring here. And I have a bunch of rounds through it. I'm very, very familiar. When he let me borrow it for the review, I put another couple hundred rounds through it. I didn't need to do that. I am very familiar with these guns and fairly familiar with Wilson Combat, but it's a very, very nice gun, and I wanted to shoot it a whole bunch, so I did. Being it's a smaller, more compact 1911, I did put quite a few concealed carry type drills for it. I think a lot of people who buy this gun could possibly think about carrying it, so I did a lot of drawing from the holster. We did a lot of transitions. We banged down a whole bunch of steel, magazine exchanges, all of that fun stuff. You get the point. I put a few hundred rounds through it. Now keep in mind, with any steel frame gun, if you're in a cold weather environment, keep that in mind. Those grips get very, very cold, and this is just a fact with all steel guns. He shot this gun out in the winter quite a bit when we were out at the range, and it got so cold he just couldn't and the snow couldn't grab the gun. It was that cold. The steel got frozen. So keep that in mind, all my friends, in the cold weather. Anyway, pros: the fit, the finish, any high-end 1911, any Wilson Combat, it's just buttery smooth. You can really tell the difference between a hand fit high-end 1911 and a budget 1911. I love how you can customize it so much, all the different features, the optics, the trigger, the sights, the blah, 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 blah. The trigger's great, the Magwell's great, the mag release is great. And the aesthetics is absolutely beautiful. It's very tough to bash a Wilson Combat 1911. I'm not going to put the price in as a con. I know some of you will, but the way I look at it is this gun is probably not for the average gun owner. Like, I don't know if I could drop $3 or $4 grand on a gun. If I was, and I wanted a 1911, this would definitely be on the list. I'm cheap. Most of us out there drive, Chevy pickups, Ford pickups, Honda Civics, that type of stuff. I drive a minivan, but there's plenty of people out there who drive Corvettes and Lamborghinis. And if you want something a little bit nicer, a little bit fancier, that little bit nicer fit and finish, and you're willing and able to spend the money, then the Wilson Combat 1911 should definitely be on the list, because they are very, very nice guns, even if they're not for the average person. All right. That's my quick review on it. The front serrations, I almost forgot. That's probably the only con I have on there. I don't love the front serrations. The rear ones are okay. The front ones, they're okay. They're not great. I wish they were a little more aggressive, and I wish there was more of them. Again, not a big deal with this gun because it is so buttery smooth, but that's my 2 cents. All right, let me thank my homeboy Johnny again. Good local buddy of mine. Lets me borrow all these toys. He is a good dude. Johnny F. Walter. And I will see you when you're in front of me. Let me also remind you of the shirts. They're guaranteed to improve your shooting skills 100%. I promise. If you buy one, your shooting skills will improve by 100%. I'll try to put some affiliate links for this gun down in the video description. I don't know if anybody sells these guns, but if they do, I'll put the link down there and hopefully find you a good deal if you're interested in getting one. More important than anything, than any of that nonsense, thank you very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. If you think I deserve it, like and comment. It's free, really helps out the algorithms. If you really think I'm cool, go ahead and buy a shirt. Now, if you really think I'm cool, subscribe to the channel and enable the bell notifications. Once again, it's free, and that helps me out tremendously. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.